Hi everyone, my name is Ababy Anita, and if you're stumbling upon this video, then welcome to my YouTube channel. And so who is this video for? This video is for international students. If you're an undergraduate student, you want to further your education after you've obtained your bachelor's degree down to maybe your master's or your PhD level, then this video is going to be helpful to you because I'll be talking about my experience, and I'll also be talking about how you can stay organized during your own application process. And even if you do not fall into this category, if you know anyone that falls into this category, you can help them by sharing this video to them because it's going to be beneficial to them. As at September in 2023, I graduated from Covenant University in Nigeria, and I obtained my bachelor's degree in engineering, chemical engineering to be precise. And as at August in 2024, I commenced with my PhD journey at the University of Alabama in the United States. When I made a post on Instagram, I got a lot of responses, and people were like, Anita, how were you able to secure a PhD admission when you just graduated like last year? I like to say I'm a forward-thinking person. Before I even bagged my degree, I'd already started like looking into certain applications in certain schools. But after I obtained my degree, that was when like I took my application process like really serious, and I applied to just 2 universities actually, although I wished I applied for like more universities, but like there was literally no time because I was contemplating staying back home for 1 year after graduating to get into another. But I put in my application and I got admitted into the 2 universities I applied to. I applied to the University of Alabama and Washington University, and I got admitted into both universities, but I had to like take up the University of Alabama admission because of funding. I got full funding for the University of Alabama. Let's get into the video, and let me just let you know like what I wish I had done better and how you can stay organized during your application process. The first thing I would like to say is to get a book. I did not get a book during my time, and I was very disorganized. Eventually, I had to get a book. I signed up for Scholarship Region. I don't know if anyone on this platform knows about Scholarship Region, but it's a platform where you receive like emails and notifications concerning universities all around the world that are like giving out scholarships to students that want to further their education, whether it's undergraduate or master's or PhD. They're always notifying. I had a lot of universities, the application deadlines were like coming in and all, so like getting a book will really help you stay organized. Open up an application that you are starting with, maybe a particular school, put the application details, put the application deadline so that you know the applications you need to prioritize and the ones that you can take your time to like really do. So first of all, get a book. Second of all, I'd advise you to like list the countries you would want to school in. Just like I said, it's easy to get overwhelmed with so many offers, this school and that school. If you're like me, I had preference to specific countries, and it's good because I mean, when you are going into further, you should consider many things like employment opportunities when you graduate. Like, what are the chances of like getting employed in that country? What's the employment rate? What are the employment opportunities for your course of study? And like other things you should also consider, climatic conditions. Is the weather favorable for you, especially if maybe you have maybe an health condition or something that can maybe prevent you from being in extreme weather condition? You should also factor this in when trying to like determine the countries you would like to like school in. So when you've determined the countries you'd like to school in your book, put down those countries. These are the countries I'd like to school in. If it's just 2, if it's just 1, it can even be just 1. It can be just the United States of America, and then you know that that's where you are focusing on. Third thing you should consider are the universities. When you've listed all the countries, do not limit yourself to funding initially. Look out for universities, and the reason I'll say look out for universities that offer top-notch quality education, especially in your field of study. Like if you go to the world rankings and all of that, you'll see universities that are ranked according to how well they teach a particular field of study. look out for the particular course you're going for in that country you've decided to like pursue your degree in, and then look out for countries that teach this particular course like really very well. Another thing you should look out for is funding availability. Believe me when I tell you that most schools have funding, they do not just like put it out there. So like funding, because you feel funding is not available for maybe a particular university you'd like to go to, should not deter you from applying to that school. So what you should do if you're not certain about if funding is available, the first thing you can do is go to the school's website and ensure you've done a thorough research. Like narrow down to the funding part. Most schools are in partnership with like private companies and organizations that offer funding to students. And sometimes if you just even like apply, you are considered for scholarships. Sometimes it depends on the school. And then sometimes you just need to maybe check a box to indicate that you are interested in scholarship opportunities. Sometimes you need to apply separately. When I was applying to Washington University, I had to apply for the scholarship that I found separately. So like most times these scholarships are actually available. That is one way you can find out about scholarships availability on the school's website. Secondly, you can send an email to the professor you'd like to work with. If you are a graduate student that is maybe going out for a research-based master's or PhD, I mean PhD is research-based. So like you can send an email to the professor you are going to work with, like send an email. Most times funding is available, like the supervisor, your professor has been able to secure funding, but like it's not out in the open because it's just like, I don't know, there are certain reasons why they do not just put it out. So like send an email, a cold email. You would find many templates online for cold emails. Attach your CV to it and just make inquiries. Let him know you are interested in is the opening for a student. You'd like to work with him, and then like let him know that funding, you're looking out for funding opportunities and all of that. I'd like to chip something in here too. Information sessions are also very helpful. Like you should actually look out for schools' information sessions. Most of the time you see it maybe on the school's website under upcoming events, maybe information session for graduate students. Information sessions are very helpful because there you can ask any question, like you can ask questions, as much questions as possible. So you should also look out to attend the school you would like to go to, their information session. This is why you need to start your application process like really early so that you can get all the information you need and all of that. I would also like to point at this time that during your application process, ensure you are looking out for quality over quantity. I said something. I said I applied to just 2 universities, but I wish I had applied to more. But those 2 universities were okay for me because I mean I got into both of them. So one thing you should look out for is quality over quantity. As much as you would be advised to apply to as many schools as possible, because I mean it's a wise decision. Applying to as many schools as possible increases your chances of like getting in. But if you're applying to many schools as possible and then the quality of your application is not good enough, it's as good as applying to just a few universities. So I mean, ensure that you have a standard SOP, ensure that you have a standard CV, ensure that your references, the people that are writing recommendation letters for you, like they are talking about you from the highest point. Those are the 3 things that really matter: a really good SOP, a really good CV, and your references, the people that are writing recommendation letters for you. And if you have essays to write, these essays are usually like very specific or tailored to the application or the scholarship department and all of that. So there is really no way to go about it, but ensure that you are putting out quality things out there in your application process. You will find good templates online. You will find good templates on LinkedIn for SOP, for a good recommendation letter, for a good CV. But if in any way you need any tip on how to write SOP, how to write a good CV, or how to like get a recommendation letter, just let me know in the comment section. I would maybe attach someone's SOP or attach my SOP. I can attach my, I don't know, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I personally do not feel my SOP is so standard. But that SOP like got me into both Washington University and University of Alabama. But I don't know, I don't just feel it. It's so, you know, I've seen other people's SOP, and yeah, if you start your application process early, many a times schools have application fee week. Application fee week is a week where you can apply and then you do not pay application fee. That's why you need to start early. If you start early, you can look out for application fee weeks and like apply. When I was applying to the University of Alabama, I applied during the application fee week, so I did not pay for application fee. But while I was applying to the University of Washington, I think you could file for application waiver, but like I was not particularly interested in it because I think I was trying to meet up with the deadline. So like I was trying to like rush my application process. Just paid the application fee. So if you have money set aside for application fee, you can look out for those that have application fee week and apply for those ones. And the ones where you know that there's a no-go area for getting your application fee waived, you can then willingly pay for those ones and then put in your very best into it. Another thing is cost of living. So like I said, if you are going to be fully funded, you do not need to consider cost of living because the funding organization will probably factor that in when they are trying to determine your monthly stipend and all of that. But if you are going to be funding yourself, you should probably consider cost of living so that like you have your things together and you are not like going overboard with your financial budget for your graduate study. Just like I said, this is not a template, but this can help you stay organized. So I'm just going to run down all the things I said. First, get a book. Second of all, list the countries you'd like to school in. Make sure when you're listing out the countries, you put certain things into consideration: quality education, employment opportunities, how well your course or your field of study is being taught in that country. I mean, personal preference, like family members, you have family members there, or your funding availability, like if you are the one funding yourself or if your family is the one like taking up your fund. Thirdly, universities in that country. Do not be scared to apply for Ivy League universities. Do your thorough research. Fourthly, to look out for funding for the universities you're considering. Apply to this funding if you have to apply for them separately, or you have to indicate it on your application process that you'll be interested in funding. Send out cold emails if you need to. Reach out to the graduate school with emails if you need to. Attend their information sessions. Look out for application fee week so that it can help relieve the burden of paying for application fee. Look out for weather conditions, especially if you're a person that cannot really survive in extreme weather conditions. And then look out for cost of living if you are the one funding yourself. Look out for cost of living. But if you are getting a fully funded scholarship, then that if you are looking out for getting a fully funded scholarship, then you should not really consider cost of living, since the scholarship you are going for should cover everything. If while watching this video you find it very helpful to you, you can do what to like this video, share this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like me to like talk about more, and I would be talking about it in my next video. Bye.